Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Christina. In today's video we're going to be talking about how I manifested my car and also a giveaway. So I'm really excited about this giveaway because it's the first giveaway of my channel. So I went ahead and partnered up with Aurora Skin Glow. It is an IPL laser for hair removal. So I just did my treatment. I went ahead and shaved the area that I was going to be putting the treatment in, and then I started beeping away. So basically it does not hurt, it just only flashes light, and that's what's going to help remove your hair follicle. And you want to do this like once a week up to 12 weeks for the full result. If your hair is a little bit thicker, then it'll take a little bit longer. In about 3 to 4 treatments, you'll see that your hair is getting thinner or it's reducing, and so that's a great sign that it's working for you. And then once you're done, you want to go ahead and moisturize that area. So far I have been loving this, and so I am really excited that I have 2 to give away. One's going to be on my Instagram, so after this video go ahead and check out the post on my Instagram, and then of course we're going to be giving one away here on YouTube. So basically what you want to do is you want to subscribe to my channel, follow Aurora Skin Glow on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and then comment below where you would use this treatment. And then I'll also have the guidelines on my Instagram as well. So we will be ending the giveaway March 6th at 6:00 p.m. So make sure that you enter beforehand, and then we'll go ahead and announce them on Sunday. Also, I wanted to mention that I get this question asked a lot, and since it's tax season, I wanted to just share this with you guys. For my taxes and bookkeeping, I use Bench. They are amazing and I highly recommend them. They have tax advisors, financial advisors, a whole team to answer all of your questions. So yeah, definitely go ahead and check them out. I'll link it down below. Now let's go ahead and get into the video. So this was like the first time that I manifested something, and I think it was like really crazy because this is a pretty big thing. Like manifesting a car is a pretty big thing to manifest and takes a lot of practice, and I feel like I was really new to like law of attraction and manifestation, and I like kind of did it, but I wasn't like wholeheartedly like a believer at that point. I was just kind of like, you know, it can't do any harm, so let me just go ahead and try this. So I was 18, I just graduated college. I think it was the summer, no, just graduated high school. I'm so sorry. So I just graduated high school. This was like 2016, and I was working at this job. I was just like a nursing assistant, and of course you always just want like a new car. Like I feel like I always want a new car like every 6, 7, 8 months. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's kind of funny because this is exactly like acting as if I already have it. And so a few months prior from me actually purchasing this car, I went up to a dealership and I actually test drove the car. I went to the dealership for a different car, but I ended up test driving the car that I ended up getting. Let's fast forward to, I believe it was summer, so summer right before college. I was looking for cars and I wasn't having much luck, and I believe that it was after a shift, I went to my dad's house and I had asked him if he wanted to go with me to this dealership so I could check out this car. So we ended up going and I test drove the car, and there was one that was exactly the same. It was a little bit different though, and this is what I mean by like you can just tell when things are meant for you, like no matter what, it's a different feeling. I remember sitting in the car that I ended up getting, and the car that was literally the same exact one but just like had different features, and I already knew once I got into that other car, it literally just immediately got out because it didn't feel right. It didn't feel like my car, and when I went and sat into the car that I ended up getting, it just felt right. So we went ahead and we talked to the salesman, and they would not go down on price, and I told them like I was very firm with my price, and all they kept on doing was just giving me all these other advertisements for the same car and just telling me how great of a deal I was getting. And I was like, I know, but I believe that you guys can go lower than that. So they wouldn't budge, and so I was kind of upset, and we ended up leaving just for them to call me the next day while I was at work, telling me that they had talked to another manager and that he was willing to give it to me for the price that I wanted. So I was like, oh my gosh, okay, great. I believe the next day I had them run my credit, start the paperwork. Meanwhile, I had to figure out how to get rid of my old car because my car, I believe it was like a Nissan Altima, and it had a ton of miles on it, and I honestly owed way too much money on that car, and I definitely couldn't afford both payments. So this is this is where it gets crazy, okay? So there was nothing wrong with my car. I just personally did not like it anymore. I was just paying way too much a month for that car, and I'm the type of person where I don't really care how much it is as long as it makes me happy. Like, that's all I care about. And so I had to figure out how I was going to have someone take over the loan payment and or just like sell it. So I went ahead and listed my car on Craigslist, which was like such a bad idea, kind of. And I had a person meet up with me, and they said that they wanted to purchase it, and we were gonna go to the car dealership that I financed my car through and then have them switch it over into their name. Once we got there, they checked out the car and the car would not start. I was like, what? There's nothing wrong with this car, and why is it like all of a sudden not starting? And so of course they're like we're not gonna get this car, we're gonna just like go see like what the dealership has. And I was like so hurt about this. So let me just give you a whole rundown of like what's going on. I already got approved for the other car. I was ready to go and pick it up the next week. I believe this day was like Friday. Yeah, Friday, and I was trying to sell my car and then it would not start. I had to pay my car payment, I believe, the following week for that car. So I was like really in a small time crunch to sell this car and get rid of it, so I didn't have to pay another loan payment towards it, you know? So that's what I was trying to do, and I was just like freaking out. I don't want to have two car payments, and yeah, so that fell through. And luckily another person had messaged me and said that they were interested. I told them everything about it. Oh, by the way, so the reason why the car didn't start was because the wire was loose on the battery. Like, all you had to do was like tighten it up, and like that was it. So I don't know how that happened, but I don't know. Anyways, so the car was fine. So let me also add that that day that the people did not end up buying that car, I was actually having to go drive like, I believe it was like an hour to go pick up my actual new car. So it was just kind of like a bummer. Like, it was a good day, but it was also a bad day. And I remember my mom telling me like, we shouldn't even go pick up this car if you still have your old car. Like, what are you gonna do with it? And I was just like, no, like, we're gonna go pick up, that's my car, and I meant to have this car. So yeah, we still went to go pick up the car. Fast forward, I ended up finding someone else a couple days later. It was probably like the day after or the 2 days after, and they ended up wanting to purchase the car. So we went to the same dealership to try to transfer the loan into their name. Oh my gosh, we were there for 4 hours, like just sitting there. My mom got so heated. She like got up and she was just like yelling at people because it was like they did not want to help us. And it was crazy because every time that we would go ask them like, hey, like, we're here to do this, they would just kind of like tell us to go sit down and that the guy is not here yet. And yeah, like, it was kind of crazy because the guy had originally helped us and then he told us to go sit down and then he left. So we were like, and this is a small dealership, so this was like privately owned, and yeah, like, so we were there for 4 hours. Mind you, my mom just got off of the night shift, so she is like like, she is very angry at this point. And then the guy, I believe he worked night shift too, so they both just got off of work and were just sitting there like doing nothing. And so eventually my mom like raised hell and they ended up helping us, and we just were able to transfer the loan into his name. And then I was just super excited about my car, right? I did not know that I manifested this car until it was probably a few months after. I was going through my journals and I had seen, this is so funny, I had seen like the details of what I wanted in my car, and I like couldn't believe it because it was literally down to like the price of the car. I had wrote down that I wanted like a sports luxury car, I wanted a sunroof, I wanted to have lower miles, and then I also wanted it to be like $12,000, like no more than $12,000. That's literally what I got. So the car that I ended up getting was a 2007 Lexus IS 250, had a sunroof, and I believe like I would categorize that as like a luxury sporty car. Like, super cute, and I purchased it with very low miles. Like, it only had 2 owners, and the guy that actually owned it did my financing at the dealership, so it was his car that he actually ended up trading in for, I think, like a Cadillac or something. Anyways, and get this, I bought it for $12,000. They had it priced higher, remember that. I bought it for $12,000, and at that time I wasn't consciously aware of like, my car needs to be this amount of money. Like, I was not thinking that at all. I just saw the price and I just knew that they could go lower, so that was just the number that I gave them. And so when I found this piece of paper, I was so shocked, guys. I was like, no way, no way, because I was like fresh out of high school. I was 18. I was making like not even that much at work, and also I was still new to like having credit. Like, I believe my credit was like a 620, like 640, so I really wasn't at like the best state in my life to purchase this car. And also the job that I was working at, I was only there for like a few months, so it wasn't like I had like a whole like long history of financial statements to show, or I was making like really good money, or I had the credit score. It was just really crazy. And the fact that like I had to go through so much to get this car, it just shows that like whatever is meant for you is meant for you. And even to this day, I still remember like how I felt and how I was like, wow, like no way, this is crazy, because I felt like everything else was kind of working against me, but you know, it was meant for me, so therefore it became mine. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this story. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and also comment down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.